The Shadow of God. Prologue. The Choice. Manila, 1870. Midnight. The air was thick with incense and lies. Inside the crumbling stone walls of the ancient San Bartolome church, the candles flickered against the grotesque faces of the saints, their glassy eyes blind to what occurred beneath them. Father Mateo de la Cruz moved like a ghost, his black cassock soaked with rain, clinging to a lean, honed frame that belied the gentleness he wore like a mask by day. His hands, calloused not from prayer but from years of blade work, held a rosary, each bead embedded with poison, each link a memory of blood. He had heard her cries, a young Filipina girl, no more than 13, dragged into the sacristy by Father Velasco, a bloated beast draped in holy robes. Mateo had seen this before. He had spoken out once, long ago. The bishop had silenced him, said obedience is faith. Tonight, Mateo broke his vow. The door creaked open. The Spaniard turned, belt loosened, eyes wide. "Padre Mateo," he sneered, "you should not be here." Mateo said nothing. He stepped inside, closed the door. His hand reached inside his cassock, not for a Bible, for the blade forged from the black steel of the Sambahin, the ancient warrior society his ancestors had once led in secret, long before the cross came, when God still walked the forests and oaths were carved in flesh. Father Velasco's laughter died in his throat when the dagger kissed it. No confession, no absolution, only silence. Chapter 1. The Cross and the Blade. By day, Father Mateo preached peace from the pulpit of San Bartolome, his voice calm, hands raised in blessing. But by night he became a shadow, slipping through the alleys of Intramuros, hunting those who wore the cross yet carried the whip, who hid sin behind sermons. To the faithful, he was a man of God. To the Spanish clergy, he was El Silencio, a phantom, a whisper, a ghost who killed without sound. His double life gnawed at him. He had once knelt in tears before the altar, begging forgiveness for the blood he had spilled. He remembered his old master from the Sambahin, the one-eyed elder called Itim na Alon, the Black Wave. "The church will feed on you," the elder had said, "and when it's done, it will spit you out into war." He had not believed him then. Now he did. Andres Bonifacio was just a boy when Mateo took him under his wing. A firebrand orphan, always quick to fight, quicker to speak. Mateo taught him to read El Filibusterismo, the banned works of liberal thinkers, the history of Lapu-Lapu, and the betrayal of the Datus. But it was the whispers of a hidden warrior faith that truly shaped Andres. Stories of the Aninoing Dios, the man in black who hunted Spaniards like wolves. Andres never knew the truth. Mateo never told him. Chapter 2. Faith Unforgiven. In the basement of an old monastery turned prison, Mateo sat in silence, blood on his hands. The Spaniards had begun to notice, priests with broken necks, soldiers found with knives through their chests, and prayers carved into their skin. They called him a demon, a heretic. The archbishop placed a bounty on his head, but among the people, a myth was born. Padre Tagapaglictas, the priest savior. Even Jose Rizal, during his quiet visits to Manila, had heard tales of the priest with two faces. It was said that Noli Me Tangeres Elias bore echoes of him. Mateo read the novel in private, tears sliding down his worn cheeks. He was no Elias. He was the knife in the dark, the sin behind salvation. Chapter 3. The Katipunan. The years passed. The boy became a man. Andres Bonifacio rose in secret, burning with a righteous fury. When he finally formed the Katipunan, They say he did so with the dagger that had once belonged to Father Matteo, passed to him in a blood ritual beneath the old balete tree, where the Sambahin once swore their oaths. No one knew what had become of Matteo. Some said he vanished into the mountains. Others claimed he was killed by the Guardia Civil. Some whispered he had gone to Rome to confront the Pope himself. But the old ones, the ones who still remembered the night the Spanish priest was found hanging upside down in the belfry, his tongue cut out and rosary stuffed down his throat, they believed Matteo still walked among them. The Spaniards began to fear shadows. To them he became a name to hush children with. El fraile del infierno, the priest from hell. But to Bonifacio, he was something more, a ghost, a teacher. The man who taught him that sometimes to save your soul, you must become the devil.